At the bustling airport, Jackie stands out in an unflattering bridesmaid dress, her gestures growing increasingly frantic as she confronts the airline attendant. Above her, a small screen displays a stark rating, 4.1, while passengers cast glances filled with annoyance and amusement. Her voice escalates as she pleads, "I need to get on that flight. It's for my best friend's wedding." The screen flickers ominously as her rating plummets to 3.1. Two security guards approach with impassive faces as one sternly warns, "Please come with us. And be advised, there's a double multiplier on downvotes for the next 24 hours.
On the highway, a beat-up rental car sputters to a halt, a symbol of Jackie's dwindling fortunes. This means that she can only rent an old model of a car so she can drive to Tyra's wedding. Jackie sighs, her low rating a visible brand as she steps out and desperately tries to hitchhike, which has now descended to below 3, puts people off, picking her up with some people ranking her down.
Cars speed past, their drivers recoiling from Jackie's low rating, a harsh judgment displayed on their windshields.
Finally, an old truck slows, a glimmer of hope in the desolate scene, as she shares a haunting truth. "My husband died because his rating was too low for treatment. This whole system is a sham, kid."
The wedding reception bursts with wealth, its polished veneer soon to be shattered.
Finally arriving to the wedding, Jackie stumbles into the pristine scene, a stark disruption of the curated elegance.
She seizes the microphone, silencing the room as murmurs of shock and disdain ripple through the crowd.
"Naomi, you only invited me because my low rating made you look good," Jackie shouts, her words laced with venom.
She grabs a knife and lunges at Paul before being restrained, her rating plummeting to 0.6. He drunkenly yells, embarrassing herself and ripping into Naomi for sleeping with her high school boyfriend.
Crystal navigates her car through the serpentine mountain roads, the vast scenery hinting at an underlying mystery as she heads to Neuroblue. The endless roads wind through the mountains, where the scenery stretches into the distance.
People don't even look up anymore? The sky could turn purple, and you wouldn't notice for a month.
The air grows still around the service station, heightening the sense of isolation. She pulls a solar panel out of her trunk and sees that it'll take a little over 3 hours to charge her car. The silence of the mountains envelops Crystal as she pauses at the lonely outpost.
In the dilapidated Neuroblue gas station, Crystal navigates through shadows and dust, the air thick with forgotten secrets. She looks at her watch and walks around to the side. Cracked windows cast dim light on locked doors, hinting at mysteries that lie dormant within.
She pauses, her gaze drawn to enigmatic artifacts displayed behind dusty glass, their stories obscured by time. The camera focuses on a rusted symphatic diagnoser, a relic of a forgotten era, its purpose now a mystery.
Finally, the door is unlocked, and Miles pokes his head out. Miles appears suddenly, his presence shattering the silence and startling Crystal. "Looking for something specific?" Miles asks, his voice echoing in the cavernous space.
In the dimly lit museum tour room, Rollo's haunted gaze sweeps over the small group.
Artifacts from Rebirth of a Nation hospital lurk behind glass, whispering tales of chilling experiments.
At Rebirth of a Nation Museum, they push the boundaries of sensation. He tells Crystal to look around, and he can tell her all about anything that interests her. His voice drops. Pleasure and pain became interchangeable.
Crystal steps into Rollo's apartment, her eyes wide with curiosity as she takes in the bizarre collection of technological relics. Rollo gestures theatrically, presenting his domain with pride.
Crystal's gaze locks onto a strange device, an electronic hairnet perched ominously on a stand. The hairnet is Darren's symphatic diagnoser, but she doesn't know what that is.
Rollo responds, "Ah, that's a Darren's symphatic diagnoser, A souvenir from my days at NeuroBlue Technology. It belonged to Dr. John Darren, actually. Amidst the hospital's chaotic symphony, a younger Rollo remains untouched by suffering, his gaze relentless in its search.
In a moment of defeat, Darren steps away from a lifeless form, the air thick with unspoken failure.
Rollo emerges from the bustle, his words cutting through Darren's despair. Dr. John Darren, I'm Rollo from TCKR Systems. We might have a solution to some of your diagnostic challenges.
Rollo's vision unfolds, a neural implant promising to bridge the chasm between doctor and patient. We've been working on transferring knowledge, sensations. Imagine a neural implant, doctor. You could feel what your patients feel, their symptoms, directly.
In the heart of the emergency room, John Darren fights desperately. The defibrillators whir cutting through the cacophony.
A flatline confirms failure. Damn it. I need to know this patient's medication history. Rollo's voice cut through chaos. Dr. Darren, I help.
The room swirls with urgency, a symphony of beeping monitors and hurried footsteps painting a backdrop to Darren's desperate struggle. Bathed in soft light, Rollo and Darren stand in the sleek elevator, anticipation hanging in the air.
Rollo gestures expansively, his voice ringing with excitement. TCKR Systems is on the cusp of revolutionizing how we understand the human experience. He continues, eyes gleaming, we're talking about transferring knowledge, sensations, everything.
Rollo's tone shifts, a shadow of past failures flickering across his face. We had some setbacks, of course.
His enthusiasm returns as he envisions the future. Imagine, Darren, doctors understanding exactly what their patients are feeling. It's a medical revolution. He pauses, testing the implant. A subtle shift in his expression betrays a flicker of anticipation and uncertainty. Rollo enters his presence, signaling the commencement of the trial run, the air thick with unspoken expectations. The stage is set for the demonstration. The destiny of the implant hangs in the balance.